What is up, everybody? My name is Blue, and we are back with more malicious compliance posts. Sometimes, following the rules to a T is the best way to rebel. If you like the stories and you like our channel, please consider subscribing. And with that, let's get into it. Cold hard cash? Sure thing. Prefacing this with the information that 1. My grandma has too much money. 2. My grandma has too much time. 3. My grandma has too big of a freezer. And 4. My grandma is petty AF. The story. I have a cousin who's always wanted all sorts of interesting things for his birthday. Grandma loved that. Absolutely effing adored it. She gave me a blow-in-the-butt turtle ocarina once, and I love it. That should explain her gifting for you. Now, as he grew up, he was less and less inclined to entertain Grandma's whimsical ideas and started requesting more mainstream presents. Grandma hated that and still found ways to make them whimsical. You want a guitar? Okay, but it'll have hippie wood-burning patterns on it. You want bed sheets? Sure thing, but they'll have tie-dye prints all over and be made of silk. If it was possible to make a gift whimsical, Grandma would do it. We all knew this and started getting awfully specific in what we requested, until one year, he threw his hands up and said, "I don't know, just give me cold hard cash." Bad move. Very bad move. Grandma has chest freezers. The kind that are 4 feet deep, 4 feet across, and 12 feet long. Grandma also lives on a little foresty cottage plot, which means Grandma has access to all sorts of gardening tools and tinkers. So Grandma, being Grandma, found a big bucket, an F-ton of little plastic seed bags, and got to work. Cousin was, of course, very excited to finally get a normal gift and was grinning at Grandma, thinking that he finally won the game. That is, until Grandma brought out a 2x2x2 squared ice cube full of cash. Edited to add, measurement might be off. She used some sort of gardening bucket, and I was very young when it happened. This story has been retold by Grandma so many times that I don't think she remembers the exact measurements either. It wasn't frozen together either, oh no. Grandma had gotten creative and layered the effing ice gradually, freezing the cash solidly through the cube. This thing was icy white and oozing when brought into the room, and Grandma proudly announced that since he wanted cold hard cash, she gave him exactly that. This madwoman froze the equivalent of $1,000 in the ice in mixed money. There were tiny coins and bigger coins and bills in little seed bags near the center. It took the block about a week to melt because my cousin's birthday is in January, and his mother refused to let it melt in the house for the fear of water damage. So it was sat in their garage slowly melting. Edited to add, bathtubs aren't common where I'm from, and they didn't have one. Edit 2. It wasn't my block to melt, and I'm not sure why Cousin and company didn't put it in a shower. Moral of the story? Don't F with Grandma and her whimsical presents. Asking for cash from the whimsical gift giver of the family is asking for trouble. Like, I know my family has that one aunt that just gives like the weirdest gifts, but like, that's part of the fun, seeing what you get when you ask her for something. Like, don't mess with that. Just enjoy it. Keep it red. Short and sweet, and probably not as cool as most ones on here, but everyone involved thought it was hilarious. I was playing Uno the other night with my wife and brother. We'd been playing for a few hours at this point and having an absolute blast. As most long Uno sessions go, there have been multiple alliances, all broken, re-established, and betrayed yet again. In this particular round, my wife and brother were at each other's throats, just really doing everything they could to hurt each other. Insults were flying. The sheer number of reverse cards were played honestly defied physics. And there I was, caught in the crossfire. Two superpowers at war, and I'm the third world country caught in the middle. Then, the fateful moment happens. She slaps down a red 4 and triumphantly announces, "Uno!" My brother seethed. He could not allow her to win. It's my turn, and he looks at me and says, "Keep it red." Now, see, here's the problem. Before my wife Uno'd, I'd been sitting on 2 skip cards for a while, and I was itching to play them. So when my brother indicated that he was going to hurt her using red, all I heard was red. And I happened to have a red skip. So I slapped that stuff down so hard, the table quaked. Boys, the utter disbelief on both my wife's and brother's face is a look I'll cherish till the day I die. It was in slow motion that my wife laid down her last card, which was a red 7. We laughed for a solid 5 minutes after that. That malicious compliance is still being muttered about at my house and in any group chat that contains me and my brother. It was a glorious day, 11 out of 10. Would keep it red again. I think Uno is second only to Mario Party in how quickly friendships can dissolve. At least they got out of this one intact. I still have people who won't talk to me over stealing stars. Called the police over a burger. I will try to sum this up the best I can so it isn't long. I got off work at about 11:48 p.m. on New Year's Eve, went on a really long date that ended sad, and went to get dinner at 4:20. I ordered a burger at a burger place over their app and paid for it that way so it would be done when I got there. I get there and the woman is very confused. The manager is brought over and he laughs in my face saying, "Well, your problem is that we are selling breakfast." I told them about how the app, website, and Google says differently, and they didn't care. I sighed and asked for a refund, which the woman said, "Nope, can't refund. Sorry." After some back and forth, I said, "Fine, then I'll call the police." She replied back with, "Do it." Now, I wouldn't call the police over a cheeseburger, but mine had bacon. I called the non-emergency number and a police car came over. Then, another. When they pulled up, I realized I just called the police over a dang hamburger. End result, I got basically a slip to come back anytime the next day for free lunch, which I just finished eating. Burger had bacon on it. Justified call of the police. And I mean, the lady did say to do it. And that's all the time we have for these malicious compliance stories today. If you liked any of the stories, let us know by clicking that like button. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to the channel. And make sure to click the bell to get notifications when we post more stories. Thanks for listening, everyone. Catch you later.